Fala galera, tudo bem com vocês? O Mibr estreou no VST Américas contra Leviatan e venceu por 2-0. E nessa segunda-feira, durante o último episódio do Plat Chat, os casters gringos falaram sobre a estreia da equipe brasileira e ficaram impressionados com o desempenho do time. E legendamos aqui para conferirmos, mas antes se liga só nesse recado bem rápido. Se você quer comprar gift card ou colocar Valorant Points para comprar aquela skin e ainda ganhar cashback em qualquer compra, o lugar certo é no Rei dos Coins. E o link vai estar aqui na descrição.
Next game, it was Mibr playing against Leviatan. Verno with Mibr defeated Rossi with Leviatan. And my take for this was Lev just fell over in the second halves of both maps. And I didn't know what to make of it. But there is so much to discuss with Lev's roles and the new players and the teams as well. So where do we even want to begin? Aspas had a terrible game, like his first ever awful game in VCT that I can remember.
I actually think Lev did a decent job of they were doing the old CNED to an extent of like just like on the first half, like especially on Icebox in my mind, I just remember that like Aspas just sitting there the whole round and it's just always
saving like 5 rounds with the op.
Yeah.
But oh man, this was the Icebox, right?
Yeah.
This was killing me though. Like some of the stuff Mibr were doing, where they would just wall off Aspas. Like he would want to go pick somewhere. There was multiple over towards B, so they like wall him off. And then the first round that he wants to pick bottom of tube, they just wall him off. And he's like walked bottom of tube. He's like, well, what the fuck do I do now? And then just like walks off. It was so painful to watch. I do think that there was some rounds on attack where to his credit, though, he was just kind of just sending it in and making the space, like what most people criticize him on.
He was fucking inting, actually, at times.
Yeah, he was. So I think, and it's nice to see that his team can win when that happens, to be fair. And everyone was fragging heavy. And like the team looks, like if you can win a game like this pretty convincingly, with Aspas not like bottom fragging, like that's a great sign.
It is, yeah.
I think Mibr are probably one of the few teams that will come away thinking very positively about, like in terms of, because obviously they looked better than we thought they would during kickoff, right? But some of that was, I mean, Aspas did break the best of 3 kill record in one of those games, right?
Yeah,
like
he did.
So some of those games were just Aspas went crazy for them, like you say, Sleek. But Artzin, I think we have to give Artzin just a massive shout because like
sick,
in terms of players that like. You like again, if you got people to name the best Americas players so far this year, literally fucking no one would have said Artzin. Especially like is he still IGLing? Yeah. Still IGLing and still putting up amazing performances like all the time. Like he's been incredible for them, and I really do think that. I mean, outside of like G2, you're definitely probably at least now putting Mibr in your top 3, and top 3 make it to Masters.
Yeah,
like you'd say they have a pretty good shot of making it to Masters. I
agree. I think they're one of the ones where you're like, oh, they're probably the favorites for the 3rd spot at the moment. Kat, after this round, go to just the scoreline of split, and then go to defense while we're talking about Artzin, and look at his scoreline. It's so crazy. Did Aspas That was like the only impact Aspas really had on that round. Yeah. like honestly, on that whole map, he was just like a human turret over towards B. So click on defense here, dude. Look at look at that ADR, 318 ADR. He's killing over 2 people around. He's 574 ACS. Guy was a monster. On breach. 18-5. And then go to his attack. I think I was trying to remember what he started on. It was like 4 to 12 into that. Awesome. So sick to watch. Dude, look how many rounds there are. He's doing that in the space of 8 rounds on defense. That's insane. 18 rounds. No, 18 kills, 8 rounds. That's unbelievable. That's the IGL. That's awesome to see. You know what I mean? This team is scary.
Yeah.
By the way, did you see, I mean, the Verno being able to get a big win was obviously great. He also performed pretty well. I mean, he had a couple of slightly odd situations, but nowhere near as rough as he did when he was playing stage 1. Maybe not quite as good as the off season, though, I would say, with NRG, but he was still good. Did you see? Kurt's linked it. It was an interview with Cortesia and Xenom on the Brazilian broadcast. and it got translated and popped onto Reddit. So I'll read out the translation for you while we're having a look at this version of it. The interviewer said, "Has your confidence returned now?" Talking to Cortezia. "Because today you shined on the first map and Shenron really stood out on the second. Can we now say it's the Cortezia we know?" And Cortezia says, "Man, I think so. I'm improving a lot. Initially, the main challenge was adapting to a new role, but I've been getting a lot of help. Verno also has a deep understanding of the game, and he came in adding a lot to the team. And regarding the communication, it's actually been pretty smooth. We were worried at first about bringing in an American player. Of course, the community probably thought, is this guy going to completely change the comms? I was nervous too, but it's actually easy. Verno understands, and we even speak Portuguese occasionally. So it's been very smooth." The interviewer follows up. "Would you say Verno was treated unfairly in NRG? Or is it still too soon to say? I mean, fucking stir in the pot, stir in the pot, stir in the pot." And Cortezia responds, "Extremely unfairly. Brutalized."
Brutalized.
Brutalized.
God damn. That's fucking great
I just
drama.
want to add, meanwhile, Verno is doing the interview with Pedro, and Pedro asked about NRG, and Verno's like, "That's bait."
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think he's worried about people mixing his words because, like,
Yes.
a lot
No,
of
I think it's
people, I don't know if the NRG video they made with Verno was a joke, but it seemed like a bad joke that people
Yes.
didn't get, and it kind of painted him as like an apathetic jerk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I receive it
Yeah.
at this point. It just seems like it was a
Yes.
bad joke, and now he's
Yeah.
just worried about something like that happening.
That's not gonna
again.
change when
But,
MIBR play NRG though, Kurt, and they're gonna be, it's gonna
Yeah.
be popping off.
Do
wanna
you
say,
think
I
it was
Verno
actually a
very
joke?
mature for doing that, like just skirting around the question.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
you can always choose not
sure.
to respond to questions. You
Yeah,
can
yeah.
always say, like, sorry, I don't want to comment on that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's always an option that you have available to you when anyone asks you a question, actually. You can respond to anybody like that if you want.
Is that a reminder
how
for
was your
us?
day?
Because every time.
Yeah, I think so on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah. But what was the other one? Oh, Kurt, you also made a mention here of Verno appearing on the post show of the English feed broadcast and saying, can you give it in your words? Because I don't want to read out what you've said in case I misinterpret the tone of it, basically. But it sounds like he was throwing some
It wasn't
indirect
like-
shade.
It felt like he was catching himself, but he wasn't like he was very nervous. He seems like a very shy guy. He's only 18, but he
Yeah.
was just like, he just really appreciates his teammates. How he was surprised how good they were, and he's happy that he's on a team where he can trust his teammates to shoot back.
I mean, that last line is really funny in context of him just playing for NRG. That's really funny.
Honestly, I respect the hell out of that. That's so good. It's so
He's gone from
subtle.
finesse IGL to artisan IGL. Like the
Yeah, dude,
difference
that is
amazing.
the thing though.
Biggest swing.
His IGL dropped 317 ADR. It's mental.
Yeah.
It's the highest fragging IGL historically ever, probably in a half. That's so funny.
That's very entertaining. I really am looking forward to them playing against NRG. I really am. It's nice,
It's next week, right?
non-problematic banter.
No,
Week-
it's
week
towards
after,
the end.
week 3? Oh, really?
Unfortunately, yeah. I
When-
think it's their
when is
fourth
it? What-
match.
what
It's gonna
week
be
is it?
so
They
good.
can eliminate NRG that week.
Week 4. Week
It's
4.
week 4? Oh,
It's
I
week
am.
4.
I am casting that week. I'd
What's it-
fucking love to be casting that game.
It might actually be like it might be a game that actually really matters.
Yeah.
it could
Playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Really could be.
It's gonna be sick.
God, that's
So
gonna be
good. I
fucking
can't
amazing.
wait.
I hope NRG actually are like getting one. At least if they win against Furia, then it will be a match that matters.
They'll look good by here.